the last decade, we've been increasingly told that words are violent. Words are not violent. Words are an opportunity to not have violence. Charlie Kirk was a proponent of free speech, a proponent of honesty, of debate, of normal people finding common ground or agreeing what they disagree on. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to think someone's wrong. But in America and also in Britain, there's been a demonisation of people who don't agree with the progressive woke agenda. Words are violence. No, they are not. Words are not violence. This is violence. Brutal murder. Isn't it funny? But it's always the right, the conservative middle ground, who are the subjects of violence. But so often the subjects of prosecution for wordy violence. This should be a wake-up call to America that the polarisation of left and right, the impossibility of civilised debate between Democrats and Republicans is unhealthy, put it mildly. And it should be a wake-up call to politicians in this country that rather than dismissing anyone who doesn't agree with you as being far right, possibly, if you just listen to them, you could have a peaceful meeting of the minds or a respect for the fact that some of their arguments are right. I have friends from across the political spectrum, and I remember a time when you could debate and discuss. But it's becoming harder and harder. Yet at the same time, the rhetoric of fascism and right-wing and dangerous and on the other hand progressive values, well, never seems to be non-progressive values that lead to people being shot in the street. And yet, a year on from Trump being shot in the ear, we have Rosie O'Donnell on American TV saying it's all a conspiracy and it grew back. Maybe we need to cut the nonsense on this, and we need to be honest. There has to be a hiatus in the debate, and there has to be a tacit agreement that people can say and think things that you don't like. If you can't disagree with people, and you can only say what they want, then you don't have freedom, you don't have liberty, and you don't have a civilised society. Well, I'm sure Charlie Kirk must have said something during his life that I didn't agree with. I must have missed that YouTube video. But what I always saw was a honest, direct, and decent man who promoted open debate. And that is why he was so dangerous, because there's so little even attempt to find a common ground in the modern world. And I would hope this is an opportunity for people to get a grip of reality and realise that what divides people is far less than what unites them. But sadly, I don't hold out much hope.